So we are taking the story of the Gardner Museum art theft, which happened about 20 years ago in Boston, and we're retelling it using multimedia techniques and elements and making a website out of it. So here is the pegboard page, and this is the basics of what the story is.
1:48 a.m., the thieves head upstairs to the second floor and move into the Dutch room.
For 3 paintings, we went out to UMass to talk to an expert in Northern Baroque art. Either way, this is the image gallery that we created of all the work. And then if you click on one,
depicts the crossing. You see
it's a painting by Rembrandt, one of the leading masters of Dutch art, particularly from Amsterdam. It's a painting of the early phase on Rembrandt's art.
Connor is was a man who had actually physically stolen a Rembrandt from a museum.
His name is Tom Mashberg. He works at the Boston Herald.
Before the Gardner was robbed.
BU has a lot of relationships with the reporters here in Boston, which is great. He has relationships with our professor, Michelle Johnson, and they had gotten together and thought this would be a great opportunity to partner with the class, the skills that the students that we were going to learn in the class, and it was also going to be an opportunity for Tom, who's got 15 years of reporting, to put his stuff up on a website.
If you click on right here, you'll get to see some crime scene photos. If you click on like here, you'll see how frustrating this case is.
We need to really still take the shoe leather reporting techniques and research and make sure that even though it's a new medium and it's sort of a new world, that it's still journalism and it's still right on the money. And say, well, I'm calling from Boston University and I'm a graduate journalism student, because you don't get a click, but you go, great, yeah, I've got some time in 3 weeks, kid. It's like, well, I've got a deadline of tomorrow.
An implosion last night, which was a great experience, I think, for everybody.
My name is Heather Haggerty. I'm 36 years old. I live in Somerville, Massachusetts. I grew up in Needham and every year would go to Wellesley to watch the runners pass through the halfway mark, and thought it was something I'd love to do someday.
So I brought another BU student with me who's in a photography class at COM to take the still photos for this project. This piece is going to be published in the Wicked local papers on the North Shore, online and in print, because I wrote a text piece to accompany this. That's what my client wanted. One thing I worked on getting for this project was underwater footage from one of the divers. Professional partnership stands out because I'm not just working for my professor, I'm working with a client. I have a deadline. This is a real story. It's something I can put on my resume. And because I'm graduating, that's so important. And we're making these connections with professional journalists in the industry. And that's so helpful to me, I want to do well, for myself, for the class, for my client, for whoever's going to be watching this video, because now it has an audience outside the classroom.